Hi, I'm Ohad, the founder and CEO of ThinkUp. In this video, I would like to show you how you can build your startup more professionally and more effectively using our platform. ThinkUp is an AI-powered SaaS solution that helps you, entrepreneurs, turn your ideas into market-ready ventures. We leverage startups' best practices and proven methodologies, which then enables you to build startups more professionally and more efficiently, and by thus increasing your chances of success. In this video, we'll focus on idea validation, the first stage in creating a startup. This means validating the problem or pain and validating your planned solution with potential customers. Let's go. So, today we take inspiration from SomaLab. SomaLab is a participant in the YCS24 batch. SomaLab helps medical schools train students. Basically, it wants to tackle the serious doctor shortage, and it's a problem to scale medical education, medical training. Everything has to be done physical. So they're trying to tackle it and solve this problem by using AI. Now, before we move on to the full journey of using our product, let's see the outputs of the work on our platform. So while working and building the startup on our platform, we identified 8 personas, 3 end users, 3 decision makers, and 2 decision influencers. We deep dived into the persona of Dean of Medical School, and we mapped her persona, and we understood and identified her pains and her needs. We also identified and mapped the persona, the medical student persona. We understand his goal and his pains and challenges. And we simulated interviews. Obviously, we're not going out to interview deans of medical schools, but this is what you should expect when you interview at least 5 deans of medical schools from around the world. And you should be getting this result, validating the pains and needs of that persona. So let's dive into the full walkthrough. So we're starting with the onboarding process and defining the 2 elements, the core elements, the problem that we're tackling, or trying to solve, and the solution we are offering. Again, we take inspiration from SomaLab. Onboarding is the first step in the platform. It's important for us to understand our idea better and for the platform to get to know us better and provide a personalized journey and recommendations. If you don't understand any of the terms, you can hover around them and get some explanations. Next, we try to define the industry segment. That's important to understand the market size and who are our competitors. Now, the AI suggestions, as you see, are not very useful in this particular case, so we're going to try and use the list. Okay, our industry is healthcare. Let's see if we get any industry segment valuable here. I don't see anything valuable, so we need to add a new segment to the list. Again, our industry is the healthcare industry, and I think that the industry segment could be something like medical training. Okay, moving on. So we're going to be probably B2B and B2G, since medical institution could be both private and governmental. And we're off. Now, this is the homepage of our product. It's temporary. The improved homepage will be coming soon. On the left-hand side, you can see all the steps that we're going to take in our journey. Right now, the idea lineup is the core elements of our startup: problem, solution, and segment. Let's start with customer discovery and mapping the persona. You can see the example, the output example, how it's going to be like when we finish it. Again, some information: what is user segmentation, since that's what we're going to do. What are end users, decision makers, and influencers? What is the difference between them? Let's start with the first task, defining the end users. We can either select from the list, the AI suggestions, Got some pretty good recommendations here. Let's choose them. These are people that will use our product. Next, we can add on our own a few more users if we think that something is missing. A university lecturer could be using our product. However, please note that our second option, medical educator, it might be the same, so we can remove it. Next, we're gonna identify the decision makers. Again, very good list of suggestions from the AI. You can see how to use the support. We can ask questions, contact the ThinkUp team or other startup mentors using the button on the right side. Moving on to influencers, people that will influence the decision maker, him or herself. Maybe the health policy analyst could be someone that influences the decision. Let's add another persona, the chief financial officer. He or she are always involved in the making a decision of purchasing decisions. Okay, so we've got a lot of personas at the moment. Why is it important to map the personas? To get more leads, to have the marketing better, and the quality of them could be better. So we've got 8 personas, 3 end users, 3 decision makers, 2 decision influencers. What we're going to choose to map. Let's start with Dean of Medical School. They're probably a bit older, and we define here all sorts of demographics, age, gender, and location. We can see that the AI is helping us create a fictitious persona with all the elements. Now let's jump through to the end. So this is the persona that we received at Dean of Medical School with the pains and needs. These are all hypotheses, and we need to validate them later on when we interview deans of medical schools. Okay, let's move on to the next step, market overview. Okay, well, we'll define our TAM, total addressable market, and CAGR. And this is our homepage. We've got some information about the step. Okay, so this step, we've got 2 flows, either top-down or bottom-up analysis. Important to do both of them to get the numbers right. Let's start with the top-down. Let's see if there are any available market reports, someone that already analyzed these markets. Again, we're in the medical training segment. So there's an interesting report here, medical simulation market. Let's see if it's of any value. I'm not sure about it. There are some, this is a report by Grand View Research, and I see some keywords that are irrelevant, like invasive treatment, patient safety, but I can see a few important keywords like training. Okay, so invasive treatment, patient safety are less relevant, but medical and nursing school, this is very important, and training. So this could be a good market report to choose from. This will support our top-down analysis. Moving on to bottom-up analysis. This is the formula. We need to understand the units of measure and how much are in the market. What are the units of measurements? The AI has got some great suggestions here. Medical professionals trained. That's great. Maybe people will pay according to amounts of medical professionals they're training. Let's use this one, see where it takes us. And we need to understand how many medical professionals are trained every year. We can break down the market in all sorts of types. We got all sorts of explanations, and we can look for data online. We're going to use the GPT, for example. These are explanations for the next step on how to split the market, categorize it, and construct it again to get a total number. So how many medical professionals trained every year? Let's go by region. I'm not sure how many are in the US, how many are trained every year. This is a guesstimate. Now I need to back it up. by some report. So I'm going to the GPT, asking that question, and I can see that there are 30 new physicians in the US, but globally there are 10 million, around 10 million new healthcare professionals, doctor, nurses, and all sorts of other professionals. Let's go with that. That's a huge number, shows of great potential. Okay, 10 million. Let's add in the resource. Let's add that okay, report. We're going to the Global Health Organization report. Let's take that to support our findings. It's very important to support our findings. It'll help us also for us and for investors meeting. Okay, so total 10 million medical professionals trained a year. You've got the units of measurements. Obviously, I'm doing something very rapid here. Going back to the homepage, to our journey, moving on to user research, we need to choose a persona, and now we need to interview a few people from that persona in order to validate our assumptions of the pain. Now the platform generates automatically the interview script. We can change it, can update it, adjust it to our needs. Then we need to take that script and use it to interview people, potential customers. We need to find people. The platform helps us with finding groups wherever these people will be hanging around, where we can find them, and helping us reaching out in social or by email. There are a few screens now to explain to you how to interview. This is a complex task where you need to be very professional. You need to go out, interview people, and come back here. Upload your recordings or the scripts, the answers, analyze them, and validate or invalidate your assumptions. So now we're going to type in a few of the interviews. We will upload some data regarding the interviews, all the information, all the answers. So the platform helps us analyze the interviews, each individual interview, and then analyze, gather all the insights from all the interviews and learning from it. Our assumptions either validated or invalidated, the need really exists, and the pains, how much of a pain is it? Is it a big pain or relatively low? And what are the solutions they are using? This will help us when we construct our product, plan our product, and understand our competitive advantage. Okay, so this is the first part, validating the pain, and hopefully you come sign up and start your own journey to change the world. Thank you.